When you add a number to numbers, they all move together to the right. So if you do plus 2, everybody comes over here. And then if you do, say, minus 4, we're going to go to the left. When you multiply by a number, like doing times 2, for example, everybody stretches out. The positive numbers become bigger and they go to the right, while at the same time, the negative numbers are becoming more negative to the left. And then if you multiply everybody by a number that is less than 1, the opposite happens in the stretch. Everybody's going to become smaller, everybody coming closer to 0. If you multiply by -1, the positive numbers want to go to the left and the negative numbers want to come to the right. So they are going to be reflected. There is another way to get from here to there without having to get out of the wall, right? We could come this way. So we took a different path to get there this time, but we got to the same place. The 1 is now in the -1, the 2 is now in the -2, and the negatives have come to this side. The -1 is on the 1, the -2 is in the 2. But the advantage of getting there by rotating instead of reflecting is that if we want, we don't have to rotate all the way. We can stop halfway, for example. And now it's looking like a coordinate plane because you have two directions, horizontal and vertical. So we've always thought of numbers as either translations or stretches. And the only thing that I'm asking you to do different right now is to also think of them as rotation. But in order to do that, we're going to need some new numbers because all of the old numbers were already either doing translation or stretches. So if somebody's going to do rotation, it's going to have to be somebody else. So I want to begin by thinking about this half rotation that we just did. So when you do two of these things one after the other, you're just multiplying them, right? So if you stretch by 2 and then you stretch by 2 again, that's just 4 because it's 2 times 2. And the same thing is happening here. We are multiplying by some number which got us here, but then if we multiply by it again, we're going to get there, which was the multiplication by -1 that we previously knew as reflection. So we have some number, we're going to call him I, that if you multiply by I and then by I again, you're actually just multiplying by -1. That means that I to the power of 2 is -1, which in turn means that I is the square root of -1. And then don't get nervous because the square root of -1 never existed before. It's doing something that we've never done before, which is rotating only halfway. So it's okay that it was never there before, but it's there now.